What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 7 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is a man who is not a member of the Cody Crybabies. No, he is Jmack Gaming.
Season 5. This is Season 5, Chad.
This is Season 5. I would just like to keep you on your toes, Justin. I like to keep you guessing.
Yeah, whatever you say. Yeah, I'm a Cody Crybaby. I don't want to see that man ever. Get him off my TV. Get him.
Of course. Was very happy with how things are looking. So.
Yeah, because
divided household.
If you cried so hard and got your way, you would.
I just don't know what he wants me to do with those chicken McNuggets.
What the fuck does that mean?
That's a reference to The Rock with his Pat McAfee program.
Oh, I don't watch Pat McAfee program. I'm not a tool.
He said he told people to. He basically said the only people who are Cody fans are nerds who eat chicken McNuggets, and then he said, and then you take those McNuggets and you eat a couple more, and then you take a couple more and you shove them up your ass.
I mean, is he wrong there? He looked like he was talking like he was looking at you and described you.
You can get this on record. Let the record show I have never in my life stuck chicken McNuggets up my ass.
Yeah, but have you stuck chicken?
Survey says.
Have you stuck?
No lies.
Have you? You got a long history with nuggies.
Not chicken nuggets. Not Burger King. Not Tyson chicken. Not the school cafeteria chicken. Nothing.
Look, all I'm saying is you got a long history with nuggies. All right.
I do. I have been one to enjoy a nice chicken McNugget, but not in that way.
Oh, man. Yeah, Chad, cutting a promo. That was the most fire I've heard in Chad in this series in 2 years. So, welcome back to the series. It only took
mercy.
It only took chicken nuggets. We're here live at No Mercy, the last pay-per-view before SummerSlam. Chad, this is going to be 98, 99, 2000, 01, 2000. I had to do math. The sixth version of our SummerSlam coming up next month. But first, we got to run through a No Mercy, which was formerly known as Unforgiven. We can go back and we can look at previous pay-per-views. The 1999 Unforgiven, headlined by, of course, Owen Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge, Mark Merrow, Eddie, Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, Paul Wright defeating the Headbangers. Let's go. Booker T, Triple H, and Mystico and Kurgan. What do you remember about Mystico and Kurgan?
Oh, man. Not much. I mean, obviously Mystico, but isn't like Kurgan Robert Malay? Isn't that what he was? Isn't that his name?
That is his name, Robert Malay. I think he's in your...
Robert Malay.
He might be I don't know where
he was at one point. He was at one point. I definitely remember releasing him.
Unforgiven 2000, Chad and Fig, the Rat Boys, defeating the Quebecers, Lenny Lane, Dennis Butler, which is draws. Of course, Kurt Angle, Tajiri on the pre-show. This is before Angle was Angle. Firehouse defeating Carlito and Epico, which are just the Harris twins. Oh, look, all four guys in WCW now, Chad. Look at that.
Yeah,
well, Brian Lee
is not Brian.
Why
is Brian Lee there?
Well, Brian Lee was he was Carlito.
Oh,
Primo
right.
was.
I forgot that you didn't
one.
just name the Harris brothers then.
Primo.
So it was Primo, Epico, and Ron Harris.
It was Carlito was Brian Lee, and then the Harris twins were Epico and Primo.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I always forget that Primo. Like every time I think of like Carlito, Epico, and Primo, I always forget there's a third one, and I usually always forget Epico. But here I've forgotten Primo.
That's fucked up, John. Opening the show with Undertaker, Del Santo, Brock and Orton defeating Austin and Kane. King Ikea defeating Major Stash. Major Stash got a title shot? Holy shit. How the ties have turned. Mark Henry and Scott Norton? What was I cooking? What the fuck? Kid Cash, PJ Black. American Dragons defeating Road Rage, TNT, and the ICP. Holy shit. Holy moly. Who was TNT? Was that Amazing Red and Tony Mamaluke? Wow, I was cooking. The Rock defeated Sean Stasiak to win the World Championship. Mystico retained his light heavyweight championship in the co-main, and Triple H and Eddie Guerrero, classic in our main event. We go back 2 years now, the first ever No Mercy, Kurt Angle, Liger, Sean Daivari, Big Boss Man, Mark Henry, Kaiji Muto, Lenny Lane, JBL, Buff Bagwell, Rock, Alex Wright, Edge, Christian, and the Rat Boys, PJ Black, Dean Malenko, and Brock Lesnar and Orton defeat Stasiak and Triple H. In last year's show, Chad, didn't have a world title on the line here at all. Dynamo defeating Martin and Burton, Chad Collier defeating Horace Hogan, Edge and Christian over the Bashams, China over Toshi Uematsu, JBL over Ray Steele, Beauty and the Beast of Dean Malenko and Nick Gage defeating Burgercade, Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle defeating Psychosis, Iron Mark Henry, and the main event last year, Triple H, Sean Morley in that last man standing match where Sean Morley would just not die. He would not go down. Unfortunately, leading up to the show this year, Sean Morley's opponent, William Regal, got hurt on the go-home show of Monday Night Raw, so you will not see Sean Morley versus William Regal in a last man standing this year, as who knows when that'll happen, but William Regal did bruise his eye. I think he bursted eye socket in his match last week with Valentina. But now, Chad, you see our 6 matches right here. 6 matches here on No Mercy, and every one of them is a big one. What match are you excited the most to hear about, learn about, and watch?
I'm very excited to see Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari versus the Hometown Heroes.
Yeah, Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari have been ripping America for the last 6 weeks, Chad. Calling Americans fat, lazy, they drink beer, and they do nothing.
What?
And last week we saw the Hometown Heroes of Timmy Pulver, who has been out. He came back and he saved the day, Chad. He saved the day fighting off Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari. And tonight, in their hometown of San Jose, of course, San Jose, California, they take on Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari in the show tonight. But let's get into the show. Let's do it right here. We start off with the pre-show, Orlando Jordan and Chris Devine. Orlando Jordan has been teaming up with Randy Savage the last few months. He's a protege, but Randy Savage decided to leave. Just like a bad father just walked up, got a better offer, got a younger girlfriend, and just left as he signed with WCW. Orlando Jordan, sorry, spoilers. Orlando Jordan didn't know what to do, and he got he's under a different wing now, as when on the go home of Randy Savage's last show, him and the self-proclaimed legend killer Chris Hero beat him down and sent him packing. So now it's Orlando Jordan and Chris Hero together, Chad, and Orlando Jordan gets a win on the pre-show with the black ice over Chris Devine. Did I hear it ooh right there?
Yeah, I said, ooh.
Keep your comment.
Orlando Jordan and Chris Hero teaming together. And it would take divine intervention for Chris Devine to get the win here tonight.
No, it took black ice for Orlando Jordan to get the win.
But because it would have taken divine intervention for Chris Devine. He stood no chance.
Chris Devine wasn't going to get his finish off.
Yeah, he has no chance. Oh, is that what his finisher's called? Probably, right?
Yeah,
the last name's Divine.
Yeah. I mean, what else would it be called? The Christopher?
That's what I'm saying. You could drop in Divine.
I wish.
Like an elbow drop.
I wish we didn't go through that. Our other pre-show match tonight. Hikari Furukawa defeating Kana in 15-20 with the Zack Ryder kick. The little kick in the corner. What is he called? The broski boot?
Woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo. A big win for Hikari in the pre-show. But now we start.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Who?
Zack Ryder. Whatever happened to him?
It's 2003. I don't know. He's not even in the database yet.
I guess that's right. I was talking about real life. I guess in 2003. He's still watching this on TV.
Do you need a real answer to that? Or are you stupid?
No, I know. No, I'm just playing this. I was just playing a bit. I know what happened.
What bit was that leading to? So I can remember so I can go with it.
I don't know. It was just gonna be me pretending I didn't know who Matt Cardona was. I was waiting for you to be like, he's Matt Cardona, and I was gonna say who?
Oh man, that's funny. Our show tonight, though, Chad. John Cena and Brock Lesnar in our world main event. Our main event for the world.
World's main event.
Our main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. We saw John Cena win the best of 7 over Jun Akiyama to get this opportunity here. Brock Lesnar last month defeated Shannon Moore to get a victory, or to retain his belt. And Randy Orton and Ric Flair, man, that the Randy Orton trying to kill this man that won't just die. It's Randy Orton, Ric Flair in a San Jose street fight, Chad, tonight.
Hell yeah.
In our show, but we start off with a music, Chad. We start off with some music, and it's someone who's been making music, Chad. He's been making music. He's been cooking in the studio, but right now he's pissed off. Jeff Jarrett comes out to the ring to start the show. A couple, 3 months ago at WrestleMania, if you do remember, Jeff Jarrett won the King of the Mountain match, won the match that he created himself. The King of the Mountain gives you a briefcase, an automatic title shot whenever you want to cash in. Jeff Jarrett won it this year. And a few weeks ago, Chad, after his match with Fig, he turned back to grab his stuff, and the briefcase was gone. The briefcase was stolen.
Briefcase snapped.
And now he is calling out the man to steal it. He said, if you have any balls, any dignity, he wants the briefcase back, and he will wrestle for it right now, Chad. And who do you think stole his briefcase, Chad?
Who do I think stole his briefcase?
Yeah.
You know what? Listen, if you said it went missing after he wrestled the match against Fig.
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah. It's not who you're thinking.
Listen, I think it's Fig. I think he's a rat. I think he took it.
Okay, I'm glad. So in SmackDown, Chad Collier's gimmick right now is still being a conspiracy nut, and he's just following Chris Jericho around, just blabbering about flat Earth theory and global warming. And Chris Jericho's losing his mind because he can't. Everywhere he looks, Chad Collier just ends up being there, and that's he's just following him around right now.
I would think Chris Jericho would turn around and engage in conversation about somebody who's a flatter.
No, yeah. Maybe this is the start of where Chris Jericho went wrong.
This is where it all goes bad.
I forgot about that. Where were you, Chad Collier, on January 6th? Out comes
my buddy Chris.
Out comes Rene the French Tickler Dupree, Chad, and he comes out with a brand new Pimp My Ride briefcase. He's got the French Canadian colors on it, blue with the white stripes with the little croissant shaped thing on it. Rene Dupree has stolen the briefcase, Chad. He says,
"Damn, how do you stock le bleu?
Stock le bleu."
Is that what you say when they're surprised?
Yeah, so they fight now, Chad, for the briefcase. For the briefcase.
Damn right.
This match was put in place for that match I was talking about earlier, Sean Morley, William Regal, where Regal went down with an injury. So this was slapped in real quick. The storyline was already going. It was going to last longer. But with an open slot on the card, I just felt like, hey, this isn't going to get a SummerSlam spot, so why push it even more? So let's just do it now. Chad, who do you got?
I am going to go with. You said this is Rene Dupree and Jeff Jarrett, or this is the Val Venus fight you said you were going to be here?
No, Sean Morley and William Regal is off the card because Regal got hurt.
So this is instead. I'm going to go Rene Dupree.
All right. Well, Chad, I'm going to let you know now that Jeff Jarrett wins his briefcase back, making Rene Dupree tap out with the figure 4 leg lock. Chad, now, do you want a little backstory here? Do you want a little peek behind the curtain?
I love some backstory.
I didn't book a winner.
Oh, nice.
I'll let the game decide. I let the game decide, and then Jeff Jarrett keeps his belt, Chad. Jeff Jarrett remains the King of the Mountain champion. When will he cash in? Who will he cash in on? I don't know. Remember, a couple months ago, Jeff Jarrett did tease on Brock Lesnar, so maybe he also teased on Misawa 3 weeks ago on SmackDown. He's been all over the place teasing just the tip, as people would say.
Just the tip.
But Jeff Jarrett remains the king of the mountain champion. Now we get on backstage. Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton reluctantly come up to Edge, and there is history here. There is some beef. Last month, Edge walked out on their 3-man tag with the Awesome Lovers. Edge kind of turned on them earlier, calling Dylan Martin, Gabriel Burton pieces of junk, punks, kids, disrespectful leading up to their match at WrestleMania. And Martin and Burton just talked to Edge and say, "Hey, man, I know we still don't like each other. I know there's still tension, but I don't like those guys even more than you do. Kick their ass for us." And Edge says, "I don't need your talk. Get out of my face." And Edge pushes by them on his way to the ring. Later tonight, he takes on Mike Awesome, Chad. Mike Awesome against Edge later tonight. But up first, our first match that was presented and scheduled. It is Timmy Pulver and Charlie St. Hubbins, the hometown heroes. Out they come to represent not only their hometown of San Jose, California, but America itself, Chad. These two guys, Timmy Pulver and Charlie St. Hubbins, if you do not remember, they're the young kids from their hometown, the high school quarterback and wide receiver that led San Jose High to a high school championship. And they have been riding that high since. They are those kids that just won't leave their hometown, and they will let you know about it. But now they represent America against Sean Daivari and Muhammad Hassan. They have been in a hot streak ever since linking up. Sean Daivari, former European champion, so he is a former champion in his own right. Muhammad Hassan made his debut earlier this year, and now America's on the line, Chad. It's Hassan and Daivari. Yeah. It is Pulver and St. Hubbins. Who do you have in this matchup?
Give me Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari.
Oh, Chad turning his back on America. Whoa. Chad confirmed anti-American?
I am just anti-hometown heroes.
Oh, no. Why? Why? They're the boys.
Because I was there a hometown rival.
Oh my God, you were East San Jose High, weren't you? They called you
Badgers, baby.
They called you Porterhouse Pringle.
Porterhouse Pringle.
You were a brick shithouse, but you couldn't do anything else.
Exactly.
Well, this match, the heels will end up winning here tonight in 2015. Muhammad Hassan cheating, poking his eye out, spitting in the face of not only Timmy Pulver and St. Hubbins, but the fans in the front row, including an American soldier, Chad. Sergeant Tony Davis of New Haven, Connecticut, was front row to watch this match because he went to school with Timmy Pulver and Charlie St. Hubbins. And Muhammad Hassan spit in his face, in which security had to come over and escort a U.S. Marine out of the arena. It was a despicable act from Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari, and we are now just told that security has to escort them out of the arena, otherwise fans might revolt and attack them in the parking lot. This is getting out of hand here, Chad.
Yeah, this is just the worst.
There's more trash being thrown at them than Hulk Hogan in '94 when he was the third man in WCW.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We move on, Chad. Backstage, Money Inc. are playing and dominating in Monopoly with Rhino, Ekmo Fatu, Jimmy Jacobs, Ray Lepon, Alex Skipper, and Lenny Lane. You don't trust Money Inc. when it comes to games of revolving around money, as they are cheating, Chad. They are cheating. They are stealing $100 bills when people aren't looking. And these are just... Look, everybody's got a price, Mr. Wall Street says. And Kid Cash.
Everybody's got a...
We move on, Chad. El Hijo del Santo makes his way down to the ring. His iconic theme hits the audio speakers and everyone gets on their feet. El Hijo del Santo 3 weeks ago took on Chris Hero, and Chris Hero hurt El Hijo del Santo. He injured him, and El Hijo del Santo had to go to the hospital, and he's been out for a couple weeks. And last week we saw on the Telegram, on the Titantron, that Del Santo challenges him to a rematch. Chris Hero, ever since that, has been going on a hot streak, defeating old dudes and calling himself the legend killer, Chris Hero. He's defeated Del Santo. He took out Ricky Steamboat a couple weeks ago. He sent Randy Savage packing. Hell, he even beat, who the fuck did he just, Yokozuna on the go home to Monday Night Raw, Chad. He's going through Murderer's Row right now of the 1990s heroes. And Chris Hero goes one-on-one with a man who has come so close in his time in WWE. He almost won King of the Ring. He went one-on-one with The Undertaker for the WWE Championship. He's come right there. He just hasn't done it. Del Santo, his father, one of the most decorated and acclaimed Mexican wrestlers of all time, luchadors. Can he get this job done over Chris Hero, though? This is his biggest step in a while. Del Santo, remember, he was gone for 2 years for politics. This is his first big one-on-one marquee match, Chad, and he's going against a man with blood in his eyes, Chris Hero. Who do you got?
Well, damn. I think, much like his political dreams, I think he'll come up a little short.
Oh,
against
no.
Chris Hero, the legend killer.
Well, Chad, everyone says don't meet your heroes, as Chris Hero destroys El Hijo Del Santo, gives him the hero's welcome back to the ring, and sends him back to injury as Del Santo is carted off by ambulance after the hero's welcome. Yeah. Del Santo, man, is this it for him? There's 2 straight injuries. He's looking like real life right now Tiger Woods, man. You want to cheer for him. He gets back in the ring, and then he gets hurt instantly, and everyone's like, oh, no. Is this it for him?
Yeah. I mean, listen, maybe go back to politics.
It went so well the first time.
Yeah.
How did he do? How did he fare better? Did he fare better in the politic field or in WCW?
That's a good question.
He did. He jobbed in both of them, I think. We move on, Chad. Backstage, it's ready. It's time. It's Chigusa Nagayo taking on her best friend and a woman who stood by her side during the Queen Court gambit. It's Cutie Suzuki. Nagayo and Cutie Suzuki. Cutie had won a battle royal 5 weeks ago to become #1 contender for the women's championship. And she said, Chigusa Nagayo, you are someone I've looked up to my whole life when I was growing up. And now even today, when I'm working side by side, I have a lot of respect for you. And there's no one else that I would love to be in the ring more for my first WWE Women's Championship title opportunity. And then out came Umatsu and Satomura, the real Queen's Court. I got to change that stable picture for Nagayo. And they just laughed in their face, Chad. They said, this Cutie Suzuki, what has she ever done? She's not a decorated women's champion like myself. She's not a decorated women's wrestler like both of us. What is she barely did anything in the other company in America. She didn't do anything overseas like everyone else in this locker room. What has Cutie Suzuki ever done to deserve anything? And then Cutie Suzuki, credit to her own, stood up to Yamatsu and Miko Satomura and started beating the shit out of him, Chad. She didn't want to hear. She didn't have time for words. She took it to him, and then a tag team match on the Go Home show. Nagayo Suzuki got the win.
First ever women's champion in history.
In WCW? Yes. Yeah. Not in history, Chad.
History of all time.
And then she took it to him, Chad. She took it to him, and then the Go Home, these two won, the beating Umatsu and Satomura in the go home. So now they go one-on-one tonight. Nagayo, the first ever women's Royal Rumble winner, taking on Cutie Suzuki. Like Chad said, the first ever women's champion in history. Who do you have, Taylor?
Listen, history repeats itself. Go Cutie Suzuki.
Chad going Cutie Suzuki. And these two fought great. And they don't click, which is great. Awesome. Cool. This match stunk, Chad. But it doesn't matter. Nagayo defeats Cutie Suzuki. She came so close. Got a near fall over Nagayo, her good friend. But it was just not enough in 1948 with the running 3. Nagayo makes this defense #2 of the WWE title. Nagayo gets Cutie Suzuki out, gives her a hug, and then Queen's Court come out, Chad. And Umatsu and Satomura, and they come out with bats in hands. They're ready to beat down Suzuki and Nagayo for embarrassing them the last few weeks, Chad. And someone comes out to save the day. Who comes out to save Cutie Suzuki and Chigusa Nagayo, Chad?
That's a good question. I wonder who.
Guess.
Guess. I'm gonna say.
You're right. It's
Manami
Manami Toyota comes down and saves Nagayo and Suzuki from Toshimatsu and Sadamora's beatdown, Chad. Manami Toyota is back. She's back, Chad.
He's back.
Oh, you didn't sound happy about that.
I'm not happy.
Oh, Chad, don't worry. You got one of my women superstars on your show now.
True.
That when Chad was booking yesterday said, I forgot I had her. We move on, Chad. Randy Orton now is on his way to the ring. We got 3 matches left, if I'm remembering correctly. I think I am. I think that's correct. 3 more matches. It's Randy Orton and Ric Flair up next, Chad. Last month, Randy and Rick went to war. Rick's on like one of the greatest underdog. I wouldn't even say it's an underdog. It's Ric Flair. He's a 13-time world champion. One of the greatest, probably the greatest to ever do it in this point in the wrestling world in 2003. He's the greatest of all time, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
He's on his deathbed, though. We know this is probably his. Oh, yeah. He won the Royal Rumble. He gave it all against Misawa, a dream match. People were calling that at WrestleMania, and he came up short against Misawa at WrestleMania. And Randy Orton is now said he wants to take Old Yeller back to the shed and put Old Yeller down. He didn't get the job done last week or last month, but tonight he has vowed that this will be the last time anyone sees Ric Flair in the middle of the ring. Is that going to be true, Chad? It's Ric Flair. It's Randy Orton. A San Jose street fight. Ric Flair, Randy Orton. Who do you got?
I think the run continues. Woo! The Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Well, Chad.
Will lose to Randy Orton tonight.
Nope. You already said the run will continue. Ric Flair, though.
Run of Randy Orton.
Ric Flair does get the win, though, Chad, here in the San Jose street fight.
Nice.
It is what it appears as he put down Randy Orton. But Ric Flair goes over, and his kneecap goes out, Chad. His kneecap goes out as the rest of his body also goes out. At this point, Ric Flair is bleeding all over backstage. You know Ric Flair. He's bloodied. And it seems like doctors would assume that he had passed out due to blood loss in this match, Chad. And he literally DDT'd Randy Orton and put him in he had him in a figure 4, and he kind of just passed out in the middle. He gave everything he had. Gave every ounce of blood, sweat, tear, power, muscle, grit that he had in his body, and it just wasn't not enough because Randy Orton just was not going to tap out backstage, and Ric Flair just blood loss, exhaustion, fatigue, whatever you want to call it, he passed out, and Randy Orton was able to escape it, and he picked up the passed out body of Ric Flair, gave it an RKO, and then a punt kick, and he defeats Ric Flair in 26 minutes, Chad. He said, this will be the last time we ever see Ric Flair in the middle of a WWE ring, let alone any ring. And judging by what just happened in the backstage, I think that might be true. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how do you come back from a beatdown like that, especially at Ric Flair's age?
You don't. I think at this point you just hang it up. Either you yourself decides, or God Himself decides that this is it for you.
Take him back to the woodshed, I guess.
Yeah, this is a somber voice because we are still backstage right now with paramedics. Right now, we don't know what the magnitude of injury that Ric Flair has suffered tonight, and we don't know what the status of Ric Flair will be. We'll keep you updated throughout the show, but
that Randy Orton is a conniving son of a bitch. That's my Jim Ross.
Yeah, Jim Ross is trying to mix.
I can't believe this, Coach. I gotta tell you, I'm mad as hell.
He's trying to mix a somber voice with him being pissed off, and this is a serious situation that we're undergoing right now. That Ric Flair might be legitimately dead. We don't know yet. But yeah, bloody Ric Flair goes down. But out next, Chad, it's our co-main event. We got to go back wrestling. The show must go on, Chad.
Exactly. Listen, we don't stop for anyone. Ric Flair would want us to keep going.
Yeah, my Durango. Now number 95. Edge coming out to the ring in the co-main event. He's got bad blood, and I'm not talking Taylor Swift, with the Awesome Lovers, Latin Lover, Chris Benoit, Mike Awesome. We saw the 3-man tag last month at Vengeance, and Edge, right after the Monday Night Raw, after that, he looked at Latin Lover and said, look, I might hate you. We still got beef, but that can wait because I got issues to deal with Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton first. And then he walks away. And then the next week, Chad, Latin Lover says, you don't just go running from us. You will handle us. We will handle you first. And that has led to this, where Edge has been getting beaten down every week, except for last week where Martin and Burton kind of saved the day a little bit because they still don't have, they still have beef with the Awesome Lovers. But Edge, he has called out the man that gave him a powerbomb through the announce table tonight. It is Edge. It is Mike Awesome, who comes out with Chris Benoit and Latin Lover, one of the most dangerous groups in all of professional wrestling right now. Mike Awesome and Edge, Chad, who do you got?
Mike Awesome versus Edge. You know, Mike Awesome has been on a run. I mean, a career resurgence.
That's what WWE has come into now.
But Edge is the master of the missile dropkick, and for that, I say Edge.
Well, Chad, Edge hits the missile dropkick to
1, 2, 3.
late in the match. He attempts to hit it, but Mike Awesome catches his feet. You know how you hit a dropkick? Like Mike Awesome catches him, spins him around like Claudio Castagnoli's the spin, and throws him over the top rope out of the ring. It was one of the most ridiculous spots I've ever seen in my life.
This is awesome! And Mike points to himself like, yes, this is awesome.
Thankfully, at that point in the match, Dylan Martin, I forgot to say this, Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton were already out to the ring fighting Benoit and Latin Lover, who were continuously distracting the ref and getting in the way of this match. So when he did throw Edge over the top, it was into the pile of 4 men who could catch him. So thankfully, there was someone there. But still, a ridiculous feat of power, strength, and just googly moogly. Holy shit, I've never seen that that thing ever happen. Mike Awesome then Edge gets back out of the ring, and Mike Awesome delivers an awesome bomb, Chad. And Mike Awesome, using underhanded tactics, gets the win in 2007, defeating Edge.
Yeah.
Mike Awesome is fully back, by the way.
Mike Awesome is here.
He got a 91 in this match, Chad. Mike Awesome is so back.
Hopefully he doesn't do drugs soon.
Yeah, he will, probably. It's penalized for stamina. He went too long. But and he's got a legendary gimmick, too. Good for him. Yeah, Mike Awesome. Career resurgence. Him and Ric Flair coming out of nowhere just to come back and look like this. A big win for Mike Awesome over Edge in 2007. Massive win for Mike Awesome. And now Dylan Martin. Then these 6 men just start brawling after the match, Chad, and we move on to our main event. John Cena, the ultimate underdog, everyone's favorite. Everyone has marked him down, Chad. They pinned him down as the next future world champion, and they've said that for 2-3 years since his debut. But Chad, how many world championships has he won? None. That is correct.
At least I can't see any.
He hasn't won. I'm just going to roll over that shitty little pun. Has never won one. He has come close. He has been a United States champion. He has fought the Undertaker for the world championship before on SmackDown. Did not get the job done. And now he has that opportunity now to defeat the freak of nature, the genetic, what do they call him? The genetic freak, the one of one, Brock Lesnar. Chad, Brock Lesnar, though, he is not the same Brock Lesnar. We saw him when he came in as world champion the first time. He's not indestructible. He has those weak spots now, as we have seen him lose a few times, but now he looks fully back to normal. Brock Lesnar, this is the best he's looked since his initial title run, and he's taking on the man that America has wanted this whole time. The fans are behind John Cena. They have been behind him since day one. John Cena said, "This is enough. I've been marked. This is my destiny to become WWE World Champion. And now I got to go one-on-one with the biggest man in the field, Brock Lesnar. And might be a tough hill to climb, but I will not give up. I will not die. I will keep moving my feet up that hill, up Brock Lesnar. And when I hit the FU on him and the referee goes 1, 2, 3, it will not be Brock Lesnar's arm he will raise. It'll be John Cena's. I will become the world champion. I will make every child who's ever rooted for me, who's ever bought my shirt, my merch, everything, they're going to be happy for John Cena." This one goes out to everyone that's ever been bullied, ever been ridiculed, joked about. This one goes out for you. Shannon Moore, you've been looking out for me the last few weeks. This one goes out to you. Don Fry, you can suck my ass. Brock Lesnar, this one, I'm going to beat your ass. If you want some, Brock, come get some. And Brock Lesnar comes out, Chad. Shannon Moore teamed up with John Cena on the go home to defeat, by the way, Brock Lesnar and Don Fry in a tag team match. Shannon Moore does have a win over Brock Lesnar, and Don Fry just doesn't like John Cena apparently the last few weeks, as they had a one-on-one match 2 weeks ago, and Don Fry asked for it to be Brock Lesnar's partner in the go home because he has bad blood with John Cena still. Chad, though, it's Brock Lesnar. You heard what John Cena had to say. This one's going out for everyone who's ever been ridiculed and looked down upon that says you can't do it. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Chad. Who do you got?
Listen, as much as John Cena, he was speaking to me, he was speaking to us.
No, The Rock earlier was talking to you, you chicken nugget lover.
Sure. That being said, I still pick Brock Lesnar.
Well, Chad, John Cena, this finish, I mean, these guys go 30 minutes. This is one of the all-time classics. John Cena lifts up Brock Lesnar, goes for the FU, and Brock Lesnar lands on his feet, bounces off the rope, spears John Cena, picks him up, puts him on his shoulder, F5. John Cena somehow lands on his feet off of an F5, puts him back on Brock Lesnar's, back on his shoulder, goes for another FU, hits it. John Cena 1, Brock Lesnar kicks out at a 1. And the fans are losing their mind. Brock Lesnar gets up. His face is like that. Picks up John Cena. John Cena rolls out of the F5, hits another FU. 1, 2, 2.9. Brock Lesnar kicks out, and the fans, they don't know what to do anymore. He hit 2 FUs on Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar just won't go down. And John Cena says, I gotta pull the last trick out of my hat. Throws Brock Lesnar into the corner, and he's going for the super FU off the top rope. And Brock Lesnar punches him in the. He fights out of it, hits him with a spear. He pushes John Cena away. He runs at him, spears him, picks him up F5, picks him up F5, picks him up F5. 1, 2, 2.9. John Cena kicks out. Who will go down first? And Brock Lesnar said that's enough. Gets him into Suplex City, Chad. Suplex. Chad, what's up next?
Suplex.
FU or F5.
Suplex, 3plex, 4plex.
F5 hits 7 suplexes into an F5 and pins John Cena. 30 minutes. They don't click. Oh my God.
No.
What are the odds? Brock Lesnar defeats him in 30:08 with F5. Don't look at the overhead belly to belly. It makes this defense number 3 of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Who can beat Brock Lesnar? And then on the other side of the other side of the coin, another time where John Cena has gotten so close, but just could not get the job done. Lesnar, once again, showing that he's the freak of nature. And Cena, once again, showing he just can't win the big one. And that is no mercy. And 95, the door is open because of the bad chemistry. I have no idea what Chad's show is going to be, as Chad never knows what my show is going to be. So that is a beauty of us booking. Well, yeah. Chad, give me one match give me the opening match of your pay-per-view. Let the people know.
The opening match of the pay-per-view is going to be, we're starting off with a bang. The opening match is going to be Ken Shamrock versus... All right, everybody, we are here at Bash at the Beach. I almost said Bash of the Beach. No, there will be no bashing of beaches, only a bash at a beach. And here with me also, of course, Justin, you're here. Justin, what an unbelievable No Mercy we had.
One of the best of all time.
We'll see if Bash at the Beach can follow.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if my main event didn't stumble the way it did, we'd continue the streak. But I think the streak's probably done. Even, well, it depends. It is your booking. It is you booking. Am I right? Am I right, everybody?
There's always a good possibility that one of my world title matches has they don't click. There's always a possibility, but
unless you've already done that match before.
Unless.
We're in Orlando, a place with many beaches.
Yes, and lots of places to bash.
A landlocked major city in the middle of Florida.
But Disneyland's there.
Plenty of beaches here in Orlando, Florida.
Justin, let's take a look at Bash at the Beach over the years.
Yeah, I'll run down the card for you. 1999, Chad. Could you tell me what the main event that was?
No.
Okay, I'm going to guess. Let's guess, because this is a fun game. I'm trying to guess your old... I'm going to go Hogan Sting.
That's probably not a bad idea.
What's yours? What's your guess, Chad?
I'm going to say Hogan. I'll do...
Hogan Bret Hart?
Give me Hogan. Yeah, I'll do Hogan Hart. That sounds about right.
We got Stott, Steiner, and Goldberg, and Ahmed Bret Hart. Were you...
Nice. Steiner beat the streak here. That was in 99?
Yeah, 1999. You didn't. The streak was not a long time. Other matches on that card: Rick Steiner beating Stevie Ray, the Dudleys, over a bunch of Icons Unlimited. What the fuck is that? What the hell is Icons Unlimited? Norman Smiley and Super Crazy.
Icons Unlimited, baby.
How did I forget? DDP, Butterbean, Chef Hovey, and Alex Wright defeat Chris Jericho, Lance Storm, Lodi, Mike Barton, and Sick Boy.
That was the short-lived. Remember when I called them the Inner Circle, and it was just Jericho feuding with the general manager of Thunder, which I believe at that point was Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy defeats Malenko and Big Papi Chavo, faces Fear over Raven and Kidman, Flair over Benoit, Savage over Sting, Dreamer over the Ultimate Warrior. Okay. China over Canyon Tatanka. Tatanka? I don't remember Tatanka ever being a part of WCW, let alone getting a title match. Kevin Nash over Hogan, Ahmed over Hart, and Scott Steiner. Goldberg the streak over. And the year following that, Steiner main eventing again. Pre-show's pre-show, whatever. But Ray over RVD, Best of Best over Too Cool, Daniels over Styles.
Actually, it was Ray and RVD versus Nash and Steiner, because that was the loser who got pinned had to defend their championship. Remember, that was when it was the Syndicate versus Limitless.
Oh yes, of course. Dean Malenko over Alex Wright and Steven Ringle. Wow, three guys that you could probably use right now that were having banger matches, and you said, "All right, that's enough."
That's enough.
That's enough. Let's see. Nicole Bass and Shamrock over Hogan and China. What the fuck, man? Hell yeah. Hall and Savage. Raven Canyon, Goldberg over Taz. Sting and DDP over the Hardys and the Hearts. And Scott Steiner over RVD. 2 years ago in the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. Benoit over Suzuki. China over Beth Phoenix. Too Cool. China. Every bash of the beach, he's here. Dean Malenko or Debbie Malenko over Queen Tramel, Sean Benjamin over Ken Anderson, Jeff Hardy over Stardust, Hoovy over AJ Styles, got a 98.
Scott Steiner main event.
No, he was gone at that point. The main event was indeed Matt Hardy, Abyss, Goldberg, Chris Candido, and Shane Helms over RVD, Foley, Canyon, and the Dudleys. Could you remind me why that match happened?
No.
Perfect. And last year, the main event, Benoit over Bret Hart to retain both belts. RVD, Shawn Michaels, Raven, Owen Hart. Hoovy, Regal, Benoit, or Punk over Devon. Ray over Matt Hardy. Devon over Perry Saturn. Samoa Joe over The Big Show. Abyss Mertez over Istanbul. I mean, this looks, kind of like everything that's going on right now. Devon, Kevin Nash. Shelton and Haas over fucking Lodi and Homicide.
Devon also defeated Scott Hall earlier in the night.
Oh, Devon defeating both of them. This mega push for Scott Hall or Devon Dudley. And then the NXT match with those guys in it. But now here we are, Chad. It's Bash at the Beach 2003. And here we go.
Yes, we have here a pre-show match. Listen, now, because, you don't get to see some of the TV, but there was a little bit of a confrontation when the Idol, of course, he was upset that his movie trailer was blocked by the Lex Express. And so, because of that, he started to pick a fight with the, I guess they call themselves the Flex Express. I apologize. But anyway, so they picked a fight with them, and Batista ended up losing to the Idol, and while that match was going on, right while Batista was looking like he was about to pick up a win, the lights went off, and when the lights came back on, this figure was standing in the ring, and everyone said, who is this? And then he was able to distract Batista enough for the Idol to, of course, pick up the win, and everybody, the Idol then, with his manager Teddy Long, of course, introduced this figure to everybody as the understudy. And so now, Teddy Long, he wanted to show off, of course, the two hottest acts in all of entertainment, the Idol and the understudy. He was going to make the Hollies go against the Idol and the understudy. And that's happened on the pre-show today. And the Idol and the understudy defeated the Hollies in 10-20 when the Idol pinned Hardcore Holly with the golden ticket.
The hottest people in the game, you said, right?
Yeah.
Are on the pre-show.
Well, listen, that's in Teddy Long's opinion. Obviously, some people may not agree, but that's Teddy Long's opinion. Teddy Long was actually pretty upset that he even had to try to get them on a pre-show match. He was like, actually, they should be in the main event.
They just beat Batista, who is the hottest ticket in all of entertainment right now, Chad.
Of course, Batista is going to be gone for a while. He is filming a movie. He got one of the lead roles.
And he got the lead role and lost to the Idol on the way out. Put the Idol over, and said, "See ya." He's gonna be in Alex Wright's new movie. We move on. Did we figure out what movie?
Oh. Well, Teddy Long said, not so fast, and said, because we're putting them in one more tag team match, because damn it, they're the hottest act in Hollywood, and they team them with another team that has been picking up wins lately, the Vampires with Drew Blood and Gangrel, and of course they're taking on Chase Tatum and Sean O'Hare, who have been feuding with the Vampires, and of the team of Balls Mahoney and Alfred Snow, and Justin. The Idol and the understudy with the Vampires. They win again. Once again, Idol pinned Balls Mahoney with the golden ticket.
Do you want me to say anything about this match? Why are they wrestling twice?
I didn't. I thought I switched them to this, and I thought I gave the Hollies new opponents, but apparently not.
Okay, yeah. So that happened. There we go. They wrestled twice. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. If they came out in this one too, I would have lost my mind.
That would have been really funny. We have so Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy were of course teaming with Travis Tomko and Chris Candido. They were feuding, and Jeff Hardy I'll pull the curtain. Got himself fired for drugs, and Matt Hardy. Chris Candido and Tom Coe, they were making fun of Matt Hardy for it. They said, "Listen, it's got to be so hard being, the golden child of the family, especially when the golden child of your family is Matt Hardy." Everyone laughed, and Matt Hardy has been, a little bit of a 2-on-1 fight here, trying to defend himself and his family name, the Hardy name, by fighting Chris Candido and Travis Tomko. But they've just kept. They just keep the numbers game is just showing too much for Matt Hardy, and his run with the Cruiserweight Championship when he was kind of a selfish little prick is coming back to bite him, because Justin, no one is willing to help Matt Hardy fight this battle. So they fought the pre-show, and Travis Tomko defeated Matt Hardy in 10:06 with a chainsaw cutter following an interference from Chris Candido.
I wouldn't help Matt Hardy either. You know why? Like you said, he was a little shitbag for months. I'm not going to help him. And Travis Tomko is a big boy. I'm not helping. I'm not trying to fight Travis Tomko.
Travis Tomko could kick my ass.
Yeah, in the game and in real life, I think.
Damn right. Especially in real life.
Yeah, well, you got to give yourself a little bit more credit, Chad. Travis Tomko's like 80.
I think I could beat up Matt Hardy.
Fat Hardy?
We have here the Bash at the Beach Bunkhouse Brawl, and the winner, if they are on Nitro, they will win an opportunity at the United States Championship, and if they are on Thunder, they will win an opportunity at the Television Championship. And Justin, in this match, hold on to your seats, because we have some great faces here, but at the end of the day, it was won by Taz.
Yeah, great faces, including Jim Duggan and Scoot Andrews and Nick Dinsmore. The biggest names of all of the roster weren't being used tonight. We're in this. Matt Crossstead winning is not fun. Matt Cross not being a Final Four guy is crazy.
I just let the game decide everything besides the winner, to be honest with you.
That'll do it. That will do it.
So, but yeah. So Taz has earned an opportunity at a future television championship down the line, which is crazy.
Yeah.
What we have here,
is it?
We see a video package put together. We see the biggest stars of WCW. We see the Universal Champion, The Rock. We see Juventud Guerrera, who, of course, in the weeks leading up, announced that, he's once again trying to do that top guy shit. And in order to be a top guy, Juventud Guerrera did what a top guy would do. He called his shot. He announced that at Bash at the Beach, the main event will be, well, at least will be Juventud Guerrera versus The Rock for the Universal Championship. He's cashing in Money in the Bank. But we've got CM Punk and AJ Styles teaming up tonight to take on Hollywood Hogan and Sting. Of course, Hollywood Hogan and Sting, Sting betrayed AJ Styles. Hollywood Hogan was able to once again politic his way to a little bit of power. He captured the television championship from AJ Styles, and just when all hope looked bleak for Hollywood Hogan and Sting, just when it looked like Punk and AJ were about to get their comeuppance, they were attacked by two men, Justin. Two men who have helped Hollywood Hogan in the past when he was fighting with Fake Hall and Fake Nash, and so as a way to repay him, they have reformed the NWO 2003 with the Harris Twins.
Oh my God.
Who, with the help of Hollywood Hogan and Sting, politicked their way into a tag team match and won the tag titles from the Hearts when it was supposed to be that long-awaited one-on rematch between World's Greatest Tag Team. But that's not all, Justin. We have so much more, including Rey Mysterio versus Rob Van Dam for the World Heavyweight Championship. Rob Van Dam cashed in his Money in the Bank at the last pay-per-view and turned his back on the fans, all the Paul Heyman guys, and for his World Championship. We have all of this and more, and all this is all going on while we're seeing these high-paced action. We are entertained by the sounds of "I'm Coming Out, So You Better Get the Spot I Started" by Pink, Justin, the official theme song of Bash at the Beach. Are you excited?
Are you telling me the Hearts lost the fucking belts to the Harris Twins?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
The Hearts are the biggest frauds, I think, in I can't. Them losing so badly, it's gonna deteriorate my Teddy Hart versus Chavo Guerrero storyline, where it's like family versus family, and Chavo's just gonna say, "Don't make me get Epico and Primo in here to beat you because they fucking beat Brian Owen every." Holy moly!
They said, oh, don't worry, if my family can't get it done, we'll call the Harris twins.
The Harris twins having 2 big wins over the Hearts is crazy. Don't worry, the Hearts will win the belts back in like tonight, probably, or next Nitro. Don't worry. Hearts 5-time tag champions in the last week and a half. Let's go.
We have the first contest of the night. I told you we were getting a Shamrock versus Michaels. To start us off, we have here, coming to the ring, the United States champion, joined by his School of Hard Knocks, Matt Cross, Kendo Cashin, and Ahmed. Justin, the story behind this, Shawn Michaels, of course, was able to weasel his way into winning the United States Championship in the Big Scars and Stripes ladder match last month. And ever since then, he's been gloating. He's been telling his pupils, see what happens when you follow me? Look, I'm a champion. You can all be a champion too. You just need to do what I say and understand. With the School of Hard Knocks, I'll be. It's a little tough love, all right, but it's love nonetheless, and you will all be champions. Whereas Ken Shamrock, he came out and he told his team, he was mainly talking to Matt Cross, who of course is one of his former students of the Lions Den Academy. He says, you were all promised such great things, but yet here you are living under Shawn Michaels' shadow. He says, I want nothing but the best for my students, and I want us all to be successful, not just one of us. And he says, and I hate knowing that the belt that's supposed to be represented with the best in-ring workers in this sport, I hate that belt is held by an asshole like you, Shawn Michaels, and not a legitimate athlete, like me. And when you hold that belt, it's a slap in the face to me and the Lions Den Academy. Then he challenges Shawn Michaels to one final match, a bash at the beach. And Shawn Michaels, he says, I'll tell you what, Shamrock, I have no interest in facing you. I've already taken your pupil. I have the belt. There's nothing left for me to take from you except for your school. And he says, so I'll tell you what, Ken Shamrock, if you want to face me, Shawn Michaels, for the United States Championship and prove why the Lions Den Academy is more superior than the HBK School of Hard Knocks, then fine. If I win, your school is done. That academy, the Lions Den Academy, must end. And Justin, in the leaks leading up to this match, we had Matt Cross taking on Lash LaRue, and the winner of that match got to pick the stipulation for the match. And Lash LaRue getting a little bit of payback over Matt Cross, and Ken Shamrock said, you know what, Shawn Michaels, I want to prove once and for all that after I beat you, it's definitive. So I'm not going to just embarrass you once. I'm going to embarrass you twice, because our match is a best 2 out of 3 falls. Justin, we got Shamrock versus Michaels for the U.S. belt. School versus school.
Yeah, that's the bigger thing. The belt doesn't even need to be on the line. It's school versus school, baby.
Exactly. Shawn Michaels wins. He takes the belt, and he ends the Lions Den Academy.
Is Shamrock the champ?
Shamrock is not the champ. Shawn Michaels is the champ. That's the only reason.
The only way Shawn Michaels. The way you said he takes the belt makes me.
True.
I have no idea what you've changed the belts on me. I didn't even know the Harris twins are champions right now, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna go with Shawn Michaels, RIP Lions Den Academy.
Shawn Michaels, interesting. The match.
You're too afraid. You're too afraid to put the belt on Ken Shamrock.
Listen, it was a hard-fought battle. The two put on a wrestling clinic. 2 of the best to ever do it, Justin. And as we move on to the next segment, I want to make sure. Okay, cool. So here's the entrance for the Lions Den Academy. I don't know what this game is gonna say. You know how sometimes it likes to throw you that shit like they won like 2-1 or like 2-0. That's not what happened. This match went 1-for-1. Shawn Michaels picked up the first pin. And Ken Shamrock picked up the second, and they went back and forth. Shawn Michaels hit Ken Shamrock with a super kick. 1, 2, Shamrock kicked out. Everyone gasped. They thought that was it. Not many people kick out of the super kick. Justin, while this match is going on, Shawn Michaels went for an elbow drop off the top rope, but Shamrock leaped up into the air while laying on his back, jumped up to his feet, and caught Shawn Michaels as he was doing the elbow drop, caught him, and then put him on his shoulders and hit him with a Samoan drop, and then after that happens, picked him back up and hit him with a power bomb, and he put him in the Lion's Den submission hold, and while it was looking like he was going to tap out, the referee was distracted by Matt Cross. As Lash LaRue runs down the ring, he's trying to take out his former friend. Justin, while the ref is distracted by those shenanigans, Shawn Michaels, he's in the corner. Kendo Cashin comes out from under the ring, and he has there not just any type of weapon, but just in that thing that we've seen Shawn Michaels put on time and time again. He puts on
a frying pan,
barb. He puts on the boots covered in thumbtacks as he tunes up the band. Shawn Michaels turns around. Ken Shamrock turns around. Super kick with the barbed wire, with the thumbtack shoes. 1, 2, Shamrock kicks out. Oh, unbelievable. They go back and forth. Shamrock goes top rope with a moonsault out of nowhere. He hits Shawn Michaels. 1, 2, Shawn Michaels kicks out. What is going on? These two battled, but at the end of the day, after capitalizing on yet another interference from his students, Ahmed, Shawn Michaels,
his student Ahmed,
so here we go. Shawn Michaels makes defense number 2 of the WCW United States Heavyweight title, but more importantly, Justin, the Lions Den Academy, they're over.
They're no more. They're no more.
They got a 99 to start this off. Not bad.
Who would have thought Ken Shamrock pulling out a 99 with Shawn Michaels? You said that like you were shocked. Now, if these two pulled out a 99, then would be like, what the fuck happened? But so two of the best in the game.
The women's power scene here in WCW has been interesting because, Trish and Debbie, who have been, some of the heavy hitters for a long time, have been, working together, teaming recently, and it seems like they've been putting more effort into bullying other women on their talk show than they do, than they care about really retaining, climbing the ranks and getting back some women's championships. Of course, we've had another woman who's been picking up momentum here. Of course, the head bitch in charge, Tara Verone, she won the 24/7 championship and has been defending it in the weeks leading up to this. She's been picking up steam too, but she's got bigger problems with that 24/7 championship. She's been watching her back. So while it kind of looked like there's been no top contender, Jazz has really came out of nowhere, and she's picked up a slew of wins, including one against Takako Inu, and and has been really just piling up those victories. And they had a number 1 contenders 4-way match at the couple weeks before Bash at the Beach, where Jazz won, and Jazz won an opportunity against Beth Phoenix. And on the Go Home show, Beth Phoenix was being interviewed about what she thought about Jazz, and Jazz Justin attacked her and whooped her ass backstage, embarrassing her. And so now, Justin, we have here our one-on-one match, Beth Phoenix versus Jazz for the Women's Championship. Who do you got?
I have Beth Phoenix, Chad. I have the Beth Phoenix. Who do you have?
Interesting. Well, I know who won, so I don't know if it's fair if I weigh in. Although, listen, I've been wrong before and booked people to lose on accident. But I believe, based off of the outcome of this match, as we see on the next segment, Beth Phoenix did indeed defeat Jazz. And made defense number 4 of the women's title.
No offense to Jazz, but That felt like
It's still early. Right? It's still early.
That felt like a fill-in. That one felt like Rhea Ripley defending her belt against Tegan Nox.
Sure, yeah,
that's cool.
Some could say that. Listen, we'll have to see how Jazz rebounds from this.
Exactly,
loss.
But in terms of was she ready? Probably not. But there she is. There she is. Shout out Tegan Nox. Here we go. Oh boy.
We have here now, Justin. As you remember. As you remember, the Great Khali has joined the Buried. And listen, as soon as Bobby Roode came back from injury and started taking out the Buried, getting revenge for how when they attacked him and put him on the shelf for a long time, they got the big guns. They saw that the Great Khali was sick and tired of his former pro and mentor and friends Crash and Hardcore Holly. He was tired of them holding him back, and so he joined up with the Buried. And ever since then, they've been on a winning streak. Great Khali has been just whooping ass for this group, but you can see that the Great Khali, he's no nonsense. He's all business, and even though Great Khali has been winning the matches for the Buried, some of the other members have been losing, and that has really been pissing off the Great Khali. And so he told, and but of course, once again. They've been, he's been ignoring it because his matches he's been winning. And now we've got the 5 of them taking on a team of Bobby Roode, Homicide, Shark Boy, and Super Eric. And now, of course, they lost the last time they fought this group.
That's only 4 guys.
I know. Due to the Great Khali. And they've been trying to find a partner. And Bobby Roode, he and Homicide, they were looking around. And they couldn't find anybody, but Super Eric and Shark Boy had an idea. You see, Shark Boy told Super Eric,
"Don't do it.
When we need a hero, we put up the Shark signal." And on the weeks leading up, the Shark signal has just been shown on Thunder as like a beacon of like, please, we need help. We need someone to help us fight this big evil. Kind of like the bat signal. I don't know how much you know about comic book lore, Justin, but they've been trying to channel some help. And Justin, as we move to the next segment, we see the 4 of these men coming out to the ring.
I swear to God, Chad, don't do it.
I did. I promise. Trust me. I promise. I did. We're not gonna blow it here. See, we have the 4 of them, and they're in the ring, and it's the 5 of them, and the Shark signal all of a sudden brightly shines. As all of a sudden the lights fade, and you hear, "Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through!" And Justin, we see the hurricane has answered the Shark signal. The hurricane is here.
Back to the lower card you go, son. Back to where you belong. All right.
And as we have our 5-on-5 tag team match, the decent match, the Hurricane, Shark Boy, Super Eric, Bobby Roode, and Homicide defeat the Buried when Hurricane pins Seidel with a vertebreaker. Justin, the story of this match. Khali was once again whooping ass. Super Eric dove off the top rope. Khali just hit him with a chop. Khali was not tagging anybody in. He was just dominating. Hurricane was able to get that hot tag to get Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode runs in and, does the classic hot tag and backs Khali into the corner, which was when Seidel tagged himself in. And as Seidel went to tag himself in, it was trouble. It all went downhill from there because, like I said, Hurricane was able to get the tag and pick up the win. They beat the Buried.
If you're Great Khali at this point, stop being a fucking group. Why did he go to a different group?
Why you're great.
He said, "I'm sick of Crash and Hardcore being bad. I'm going to join a different group." And look at the history of the Buried. This might be, and I'm not trying to shit on your group at all, the worst group of all time.
You're like, that name might be just what they are.
They have not done anything. And I'm sorry to say that about them because I was really excited for them. They have done jack shit as a group.
One of the big story beats here that the announcers were really keying in here is the move now addition by subtraction if you're the Buried.
I think it's going back to NXT.
Do you think too many people in this group that perhaps they need
What do you mean too many people? It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 11. None of them can get a win.
Well, Kali's been getting the win.
Yeah, and now look. Oh, maybe they bet. Maybe I leave.
Bobby Roode did get a win against Stretch though on the go home.
Oh yeah, Kali got hurt.
Oh, he has a damaged eye. All right, we move on to our next match. We hear the video package for our big cruiserweight feud. Of course, Great Sasuke has been trying to show his friend Taka Michinoku, or I guess now known as just Michinoku, the light. You know, he's been saying that he hasn't been honorable. You know, he's talked about how when they were coming up in this industry, they talked about being champions, but they talked about doing it the right way to represent Japan and the honor that comes with it. And Michinoku has just been using his new flunkies of Funaki and Jimmy Yang to cheat, and Sasuke says, you don't need to cheat, you're Michinoku. And so they had a #1 contenders match on Thunder, and of course it was a big multi-man cruiserweight match, and the Great Sasuke won and challenged Michinoku, and Michinoku, he told the Great Sasuke, if you want me at Bash at the Beach, you want no Funaki, no Jimmy Yang, that's fine. But just know, I don't need them to beat you. Be careful what you wish for, because you're about to get everything you wanted and more. I got Michinoku versus Great Sasuke, Justin, for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'm going Great Sasuke.
Interesting.
Well, interesting.
As we move on to the next segment, we will see the outcome of this match. Unfortunately, Justin. And about that great wrestling and decent reaction of the crowd, Michinoku defeated Great Sasuke with a springboard knee drop. And there was no interference from anybody. It was just a straight-up clean win. And Michinoku makes defense #4 of the Cruiserweight title.
He lost clean?
Lost clean.
That's it for Sasuke. I don't know what you do with him now. Give him to me. Give him to me, I think.
Yeah.
Boo!
So,
boo!
We hear the Empire, who lost their tag team match again.
Boo!
Yeah, your system. So the Eden Empire, they are here. I knew you were going to do that. And they lost their tag team match against Hoovy and Psychosis, which was, of course, for the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Hoovy went and cashed in. But Scott Steiner and Booker T have been trying to use their pull, if any, to try to get themselves in this match. And The Rock said, listen, The Rock has no problem whooping your candy asses at Bash at the Beach, at Thunder, anywhere. And so basically, The Rock said, if you want to be in this match, fine. Both of you can wrestle me. If one of you win, you can be in the match. Scott Steiner faced The Rock. Scott Steiner lost. Booker T faced The Rock. Booker T lost. And as that was happening, they said, well, if we can't win the world championship, then neither will Hoovy. And they said that they were the Eden Empire was going to interfere in the match. And Psychosis said, not on my watch, bub. And here's the thing. Psychosis challenged his longtime rival, Scott Steiner, to a one-on-one match at Bash at the Beach. And if Psychosis won, the Eden Empire were barred from ringside during the epic match between The Rock and Juventud Guerrera. Justin, we have Scott Steiner versus Psychosis. Longtime rivals. These two have
rivals.
I mean, Scott Steiner has always been had Psychosis' number, beating him for a world championship in both companies. Epic rivalry. Who do you got tonight?
I got the people. Chad.
You got the people. The people are the winners.
Oh.
Psychosis comes down to the ring.
All right, and then no Scott.
And then We had Psychosis defeat Scott Steiner with a guillotine leg drop following a botched interference from Ace Steel. Ace Steel, while Psychosis and Scott Steiner were both down, Ace Steel, he had that dreaded like steak thing that he has, right? And he's getting ready to stab Psychosis with it. Psychosis moves out of the way as he shanks Scott Steiner in the head with it.
What the fuck?
And of course, the ref was down. The ref took a ref bump. So Ace Steel accidentally hit Scott Steiner, and Psychosis capitalized when Psychosis pinned Scott Steiner.
I mean, I wouldn't be a Psychosis Scott Steiner without Scott Steiner losing.
Scott Steiner has normally beaten Psychosis.
That's
might be the second time he's ever won.
Or maybe the first time he's ever won.
I think I looked it up once. He's won before, because I was gonna make this originally a Starrcade match, and that was gonna be the whole storyline. It is I had it this month though instead.
Yeah, why
Justin,
not?
we are here in Orlando, Florida. For those of you who may or may not know, Orlando was home of the first team, the stomping grounds of a young Shaquille O'Neal. He started his basketball career there, and now it's only fitting that he starts his official career as a professional wrestler. Of course, he is also playing basketball, so but when basketball's done, we got him in the ring, baby. We got Shaq here, and Shaq has been training for his match with Big Show and Billy. And now the Truth was the first person to step up and challenge Shaquille O'Neal, because he's sick and tired of these of guys like Shaquille O'Neal, these big celebrities coming in. Meanwhile, he's in catering, right? He got sick of it, so he said, "I'll be your first opponent." But wouldn't you know it, the Truth got hurt. So to pick up the slack, to avenge his friend, Steve Corino opened the call. And while we've been seeing these training montages from Big Show, Billy, and Shaq, we've been getting the same things from Steve Corino, who has been training with R-Truth in a wheelchair, kind of being his coach from the sidelines, training for this big match. And now, Justin, we have it here in Orlando. Shaquille O'Neal versus Steve Corino. Shaquille O'Neal's debut match, but Corino looking to play spoiler. This could be the win that puts Truth or Stairs, but more importantly, Steve Corino on the map. If he's able to get a win against the former NBA champion. Justin, who do you have?
Yeah, there's not a shot Steve Corino could beat Shaq. Unless some shenanigans happens, which, honestly, wouldn't be opposed to. Right? It would make Steve Corino. And Shaq's not a fucking wrestler. Why should he win? So I'm going to go Steve Corino, actually. I think you get some balls.
Nice.
I think you get some balls.
This match had a lot of tomfoolery ringside. We had the Truth, who was still in a real wheelchair, talking shit to Big Show and Billy, which resulted in a Steve Corino over the top rope spot at one point, taking them all out. And then, as Steve Corino was getting back to his feet, not to be outdone, the Big Diesel flew. Big Show did the Undertaker dive at WrestleMania over the rings, and everyone lost it. However, one man stood tall through the wreckage. One man was able to pick up the win here. And as we move to the next segment, we will see that the Big Diesel picks up first big win. Shaquille O'Neal defeated Steve Corino in 15:08 with a pile driver.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, I don't think Shaq needed it, but why would he lose?
So after the match, Shaquille O'Neal is celebrating in the ring, and all of a sudden, Justin, Big Show, Billy, and Shaq are attacked by Chuck Palumbo, Tony Mamaluke, and Johnny Stamboli, the FBI. Now, listen, they've had some beef with Big Show and Billy, but they've been gone. So they're beating them down, and all of a sudden, two men who have had issue with FBI all in the weeks leading up to this match. In fact, the Pentagon and Octagon have a victory over the FBI. And now they are here to make the save. They run down to the ring with steel chairs in hand as the FBI decide maybe it's time to retreat. But Justin, Pentagon and Octagon make the save as we have here Big Show, Billy, Shaq, Pentagon, and Octagon standing in the ring with the FBI retreating.
Yep, there it is. Yep. Shout out to the low shapes.
Hello, Shapes. Justin, Bill Goldberg, after his loss against The Rock, he hasn't been the same. He's been a darker, brooding Bill Goldberg. He's barely around, but when he does, he doesn't really say anything. He just hurts people. He got fined by Roddy Piper for spearing Jeremy Borash over and over and over and over and over and over again. And Roddy Piper, he demanded Bill Goldberg come down to the ring, and Goldberg ended up not only not apologizing for his actions, but speared Roddy Piper. And Roddy Piper, he said, listen, I get it, Bill. I get it. You lost to The Rock, and you have something to prove. And so you think being the badass who attacks people is gonna make these fans care about you again. But listen, all right, I'm the general manager of Thunder. However, I feel that the best way to punish you is to embarrass you and to get you into an old-fashioned fight. You want to put your hands on someone? Why don't you put your hands on me when I'm ready for it? And Roddy Piper, the general manager of Thunder, challenged Bill Goldberg to a match at Bash at the Beach. Justin, we have Bill Goldberg versus Roddy Piper. Who do you got?
What do you think I'm gonna pick? You guess what I'm gonna guess.
I mean, listen. Roddy Piper could try to use some of his power, like as the GM,
Goldberg.
to try to,
Goldberg.
But
Goldberg.
you're picking Goldberg. Well,
Goldberg.
as we move to the next segment, we'll see that in 1024, Bill Goldberg defeated Roddy Piper with a jackhammer. Yep, this just a big. Hey, Randy Savage is here, everyone! Wow!
What the fuck?
Randy Savage has debuted on Bash at the Beach.
What the hell?
And him a road agent, also.
What the hell? All right, what a debut for the kid.
I didn't know he was going to pop up on the screen. Justin, we had the Bash at the Beach bikini contest hosted by Jeremy Borash. This is exactly what you think it would be in 2003. However, there is some drama here because as these women all came out strutting their stuff, it came down to a fan vote. And the fan votes did not give the win to the overall fan favorite, a woman who has been on her talk show in the weeks leading up to this, talking about how she was going to win the contest. Debbie Malenko actually didn't participate because she felt she was above it, but she was trying to help her friend Trish Stratus win. But unfortunately, due to the fan vote, there was one.
Do not say in 2003 the fans did not vote for Trish Stratus. What kind of fans are you attracting to your show? Brother, have you seen Trish Stratus?
They voted for the head bitch in charge, Tara Verone. And while she's celebrating her win, all of a sudden, Trish Stratus attacks her from behind and says, if I can't have this victory, I'm taking your championship. And all of a sudden, a ref runs down the ring. We got a 24/7 championship match now, Justin.
Okay, fucking who cares?
Tara Verone versus Trish Stratus, and in about that decent reaction of the crowd, the Tara Verone defeats Trish Stratus in 10:07 with a widow's peak, and makes defense number 5 of the 24/7 title. Big win for Tara Verone. We have here. So Justin, not only, due to the ripple effects of what happened at Great American Bash, Fit Finlay dove off the ladder to try to save Chris Kanyon from a Paul Heyman guy's beatdown. The Abyss got beaten down brutally and had his world championship taken from him as many people say, he was closing in on the victory. And on the weeks leading up, this battle continued. Abyss was attacked backstage. Actually, the Nitro, the first Nitro of Great American Bash opened up with Rob Van Dam, Raven, Paul Heyman, a close-up, talking about how, Paul Heyman outsmarted everybody. How he was there for Rob Van Dam when no one else was, and that's what made Rob Van Dam side with the Paul Heyman guys. And Paul Heyman shit on the fans, and he said, I finally see the light, and we're just getting started. And if you stand in our way, we're going to take you out. And as the camera pans out, Abyss was just standing there bloodied and beaten as Suzuki and Chono and Big Daddy V kind of like prop him like an unconscious Abyss up. They took him down. Mil Muertes and Relic, they said, they wanted to avenge their friend, Fit Finley. He said, you know what, I'm looking to fight. We had Fit Finley, Mil Muertes, and Relic in 6-man action. Unfortunately, the team, the Paul Heyman guys, they're a unit, and they were able to pick up the win. And as they were once again beating down these guys, Abyss came out, and people were stunned. Abyss came out, made the save, and Abyss and Finley, they decided, you know what? We need to have ourselves a partnership here. And Justin, in the weeks leading up, Mil Muertes and Relic, they got taken out too by the Paul Heyman guys. And Rey Mysterio has also been trying to get his hands on Rob Van Dam, but Rob Van Dam has basically been told everybody, I'm the world champion. I don't need to be here. You want to get to me? Good luck. Climb the ranks. You're at the bottom like everybody else, right? And Finley, he's been trying to get his hands on Raven, the man who has pretty much ruined his life and tried to attack Canyon. So all of these men have issue with the Paul Heyman guys, and so at Bash at the Beach, Abyss and Fit Finley decided to align in a tag team Monsters Ball match against Suzuki and Chono tonight. It's time to fight, and we all know how much Finley loves to fight. Justin, we have Abyss and Finley taking on Suzuki and Chono. Who do you got?
Man. I mean, obviously, I think Suzuki and Chono need to win here. No need to keep bringing Chono over if you're going to have him lose every week. But that is how you book New Japan, guys. Give me Finley and Abyss.
Nice.
I'm in your head.
As we move on to as we hear in my head, well, we will see.
Reverse psychology works out, baby. Let's go.
Suzuki and Chono defeat Finley and Abyss in a Monsters Ball match when Suzuki tapped out Fit Finley following an interference from Fit Finley's bastard rival, the dastardly Raven, who ran in and attacked Finley and cost him the match.
That drug addict?
He did get popped for soft drugs. Yeah. He needs to lay off the weed.
Main event angle. Here you go, buddy.
And then we have here, after the match, Raven, Suzuki, and Chono, they kind of stand. All four of these men were bloodied and beaten down. The Paul Heyman guys, they stand tall. Is this going to be the theme of the night? We will have to see as later on, Rob Van Dam takes on Rey Mysterio.
How much more do we have? We're an hour in already. Holy shit, this show is massive. Bash at the Beach here at Orlando, Jordan, but we're not done yet.
Yes, so Juventud Guerrera, he comes down to the ring. We got Juvi versus The Rock.
Hold on. This is not the main?
No, Rob Van Dam versus Rey Mysterio is the main.
Oh, that's like putting Rock Cody at like semi-main. Or Roman Cody, sorry. Holy, what? Rock, your biggest star, and the guy who's cashing in the biggest match of the year right now so far is not the main?
Listen, I went back and forth on which match was going to be the main event. The issue is I felt weird putting Ray and Rob Van Dam right after this, and the other match is also a tag team match. So it's like, man, do I have two tag team matches and then both world title matches back to back?
Change the order.
It was a little weird. Okay. So, but regardless, here we are.
That's not okay. All right. All right. That's an interesting choice.
The people's champ. He's got his Universal Championship. He's got Joey Mercury and Rikishi with him at ringside. One of the things that I forgot to mention in this match, Justin, is The Rock and Juvi. They both kind of agreed that they, even though that Juvi was very confident in him winning, The Rock had no confidence in anybody except for The Rock, and so The Rock went ahead to Roddy Piper, and he asked for the match to be made into a steel cage match, and the ref and they accepted. So The Rock and Juvi is a steel cage match. Their match itself was very physical, very hard hitting. Juventud, remember, at the end of the day, Juventud is still a violent son of a bitch, right? And Juventud, knowing it's a steel cage match, but listen, Juventud, he always has a trick up his sleeve, right? And so as Juvi was getting into the ring, he grabs from under the ring. He's got his ring bell, and he goes into the ring. The Rock gets in the match, and they go back and forth. It's hard hitting, it's physical. The Rock took Juventud's face and like drug it across the steel cage. The ring bell did come into play. Juvi hit Rock with it, tried to go for a quick pinfall. Rock kicked out. The whole part about this match is The Rock kind of, after he recovered from the ring bell attack, kind of had Juvi's number early. There wasn't much room for the high flyer to really go. It was a slow-paced match, and Justin, the theme of like the people starting to turn on The Rock continues here, because like The Rock was starting to get real cocky. He's starting to, like, every time he would go for a pin on Juvi would kick out. He's getting frustrated. He's saying, "Stay down, you dumb son of a bitch." He went for a people's elbow. Juvi still kicks out. He cashed in Money in the Bank. He wants to prove that he's a top guy. He wants to prove that when everybody left Thunder, he stayed, he held it down, and it's because he's the damn man, and he's been trying to prove it. They go back and forth. Juvi starts picking up some momentum. He's able to hit a hurricanrana, knocking The Rock down while he hits his head on the ring step. Rock is down. Juvi, he climbs to the top of the cage. He's standing there. Everyone's looking at him. The announcers are going, "All you gotta do is drop, Juvi. All you gotta do is drop." Juventud looks around and he says, "Top guy shit," as he does the psychosis pancake guillotine leg drop from the top rope onto The Rock. The crowd goes nuts. 1, 2, Rock kicks out. Everyone is stunned. Juventud is starting to get frustrated. The crowd is chanting Juventud's name. He's there. The Rock slowly makes his way back up to his feet. Juventud runs in. Rock catches him. Rock bottom. And as he goes for the rock bottom, he looks at the ref and he says, "Get the door." The door opens up. He's going to the door. Juventud is able to stop him. He gets him out back on the ground. They start brawling back and forth. This match is physical. Juventud gets to his feet. He's setting up The Rock. He's setting up for some kind of move. It's looking like something we've never seen before. A new kind of offensive weapon. But of course, The Rock is able to hit Juventud Guerrero with a low blow as Juvi falls down to his knees. The Rock then picks him up. The Rock gloats for a little bit, laughing at Juventud Guerrero. Kind of looking at the crowd, kind of looking at them like, "What are you doing?" He like does a little pose. He still gets his cheers, but boos, and The Rock hears the boos, and he just becomes unglued. He just starts pummeling Juventud Guerrero. He picks Juventud up for a rock bottom, but Juventud capitalizes into a destroyer. The crowd goes nuts. Juventud exhausted. He's going for he's trying to crawl himself out of the door. He's almost there, fingertips away. All of a sudden, someone from the audience, a hooded figure runs in and hits the door onto Juventud's head, and he falls back, and everyone's like, "What in the hell? What's going on?" And the figure then gets into the ring, picks up Juventud Guerrero, and hits him with a corkscrew neck breaker. Everyone loses it as the person with the hood flashes the hood, and you see standing in the ring is Super Crazy. And Super Crazy looks around. Everyone's losing it. He looks over. The Rock stands up. The Rock is just flabbergasted. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And he looks over at The Rock, and then Super Crazy, looking at his friend who's been down on the ground, rolls out of the ring, heads to the back. To a sea of boos, The Rock picks up Juventud, hits him with a rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. The Rock retains, and Juventud becomes the first person in WCW history to fail a Money in the Bank cash-in. The crowd is stunned. Justin, Super Crazy's back, and he betrayed his friend Juventud.
Is Super Crazy part of the Bloodline now? Is that what's going on here?
Super Crazy is now part of the Bloodline.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative Nancy, but if you're gonna have a surprise like that, that had to be the main.
It maybe should have been evented.
Yeah, probably. Going off air with Super Crazy. Now the next match has to follow that. Like, that's what do you do? The crowds, the fans are sucked out of it now, and now what do you got to follow it with Hogan?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because here's that closing angle. As we move on to our next match, a tag team match.
That happened, and then you got to watch Ron and Don Harris wrestle. Oh.
The Harris twins are not booked. It's Sting and Hollywood Hogan taking on AJ Styles and Punk. I was just getting lost for time, and I didn't want to add more time to it. So instead of giving them entrances, I just kind of looped them all in here. We kind of talked about what this storyline was about already, but yeah, the NWO 2003 are here. Hollywood Hogan, Sting, and the Harris twins, and CM Punk and AJ Styles kind of made an alliance here, a partnership, because they both want to kick Hollywood Hogan and Sting's ass, and that's basically what we have here tonight, Justin. A good old fashioned fight on our hands. The future versus the past. Hollywood Hogan and Sting taking on Punk and AJ. Who do you got?
Super Crazy.
Well, Super Crazy was not booked. However, in a good match, CM Punk and AJ Styles defeated Hollywood Hogan and Sting in 1645.
I was wrong.
But AJ Styles pinned Hollywood Hogan with a Styles Clash.
Bro, Sting got a 59.
Yeah.
He's done, brother. There's nothing I could edit him again, but holy, he's fucked. He's fucked. Him losing every time, even after editing him losing is not helping him.
Listen, you can't win every match.
Peel the curtain back. We edited a lot of old dudes to make them still relevant for a little bit. Because,
we kind of decided if they're wrestling in real life, they're going to be, you know what I mean? So
Sting kind of full-time wrestled until 2012, so he's going to be relevant.
I mean, he's the tag team champion right now, like, in real life.
In what?
In AEW.
Oh,
so,
that doesn't count. That's like saying Matt Cardona's
still going
world
in real
champion.
life. Yes.
Yeah, Matt Cardona. Yeah, in an indie. Who gives a fuck?
Listen. The point is he's still going today, so it makes sense that he would still be going here just fine.
Yeah, Hogan's in a different story, but yeah, Sting physically should be still going until 2010 in the save, at least full time. But yeah, he is just not over. He is one of your least over guys in the save, who still gets regularly booked. It's kind of crazy to think about how his arc has completely changed compared to Ric Flair's. And we move on to our main event.
Main event, Rob Van Dam versus Rey Mysterio. Justin, Rob Van Dam refused to fight Rey Mysterio until after the heinous beatdown that the Paul Heyman guys were committing. You know, Ted DiBiase, he runs the show around here, not the Paul Heyman guys. And so Ted DiBiase, he said, you know what? I think you guys need a little bit of humbling. So he actually booked a few matches. He booked Rey Mysterio, Abyss, and Fit Finlay in a trios championship match on week 3 of Nitro. And Justin, I'm not gonna lie to you. I told you I didn't, but I fucked up during that, and I booked them to lose the trios titles. So Rey Mysterio, Abyss, and Fit Finlay won the trios belts.
Oh, so you lied to me.
Show. And so on the Go Home show,
hey friends,
we booked the rematch.
Everybody, look out for your friends.
I thought it'd be more fun to admit here in front of everybody. You
don't have to lie to me to do that.
The rematch, and through that rematch, Rob Van Dam screwed Rey Mysterio in the rematch, and the Paul Heyman guys regained their trios championships.
That's why you ran the same match 2 weeks in a row. That explains it.
And it was really, that was the kind of like the deciding factor. It was really the icing on the cake here of like, fine, you know what? You need to be punished. They're going to fight the pay-per-view. Rey Mysterio is going to get his shot at his world championship against Rob Van Dam. Justin, Rob Van Dam turned his back on his friend Rey Mysterio, and he turned his back on the fans for Paul Heyman and some championship gold. Can he retain against Rey Mysterio tonight in the main event?
Yes. Told you.
Interesting. Well, yes, he can. In an exceptional match, Rob Van Dam defeats Rey Mysterio using the ropes for leverage. Rob Van Dam makes defense number 1 of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. I think the more I think about this, the more you're correct that Rock Hoovy should have main evented, and that's on me.
I think my immediately thought was he's doing it because he thinks Ray and Rob are going to get a better rating, and...
No, it came down to I booked it already, and I just didn't feel like rearranging the whole card to make it kind of make sense for Rock and Hoovy to main event. Because, like I said,
that should have main evented before you started booking the card.
Yeah, but oh well, they both got 99, so that's pretty sick.
That's what I was like. The top 4 in-ring guys are fighting for world titles. It's what has more bigger impact on the show. What's gonna make a bigger mark? Is it Ray and Rob, or is it gonna be the match with a fucking surprise turn? That's how I always look at my shit. If I have a big surprise, I need to book that last. To have that the last thing you think about. If I had Sean Stasiak appear to stare down Masawa in the middle of my card 2 months ago at Battleground, that would have made no sense. You gotta the big shocker should have ended. The final shot should have been Hoovy looking at the ramp at Super Crazy laughing. Not go to commercial, show a Snickers ad right after.
And then Punk, AJ, Hogan, Sting.
Royal Rumble this year, or last year, Sammy turns on Roman and all that, and then we go to commercial, and it's Chelsea Green against Shotzi. That would have just taken all the air out of that match.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, man. But they still 99s, but like we said, we don't care about ratings. We care about the stories we tell.
Exactly.
I don't
Smash the Beach. I think the last angle is the Paul Heyman guy standing tall.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I think I just clicked something. Let's go close that real quick. I just opened. What did I just open? All right. I think I opened Stardew Valley on accident.
Oh, that's a game we haven't played in a minute. When you're home next, we should play some Stardew.
Last time we played, you said I can't do it anymore. I'm bored.
Yeah, that was because we were playing. We haven't played in a long time.
And we can come in here and play in the modded version we have. Whole new farm, whole new shit. You never know what's gonna happen.
Oh, definitely.
Paul Heyman guys stand tall. Big Daddy V lost to Finley. Raven, who just failed the drug test. Suzuki stinks. Paul Heyman's fat. Chono hasn't won a singles match here. That's the Paul Heyman guys.
Oh, he's won some singles matches, I think.
Who, Chono?
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
We'll look off screen.
No, we'll do now. No, we'll look off screen. 96 beat me by 1. It only took a bad chemistry.
6. One more for the good guys.
You almost fumbled the bag there, buddy. You almost.
You
beat a 6-card pay-per-view that had fucking Muhammad Hassan on it. Congrats. Your opener versus my opener is a completely different story. Sean and Shamrock against Muhammad Hassan and fucking Sean Daivari.
I mean, I've always tried to treat Bash at the Beach like my SummerSlam, so it makes sense that it would do better here, right? Even if it was just
I mean, if Brock and Cena don't have bad chemistry, my show does better.
Sure.
Because he's still got a 95 with a 91 main event.
Yeah. But they did. So
yeah, we'll get him next time.
That cards were dealt.
That's how the cards are dealt. We'll see you next time. SummerSlam's up next, the biggest party of the show. We take back our streak of best pay-per-view. I mean, that streak doesn't matter. The only streak I look at now is Company of the Year, baby. 5-time Company of the Year. Chad, how much you got?
Maybe 1 after this year.
6-time Company of the Year. We're slowly chugging along. I mean, we're at 1 show a month right now, which is slower than I would like to be, but you know, that's how the cookies crumble sometimes. That's how the cookie crumbles. I'd like 2 shows a month. Like upload 2. That's the goal. I mean, sometimes you can't rush perfection. You know that everybody watching. You can't rush perfection. Look at I don't even know where I'm going. All right, we'll see you for SummerSlam. We'll see you for fucking whatever August pay-per-view WCW is now, because it was barely legal. I don't know what you're going to do with that, if you're still going to do it. That's in the air, I guess.
We're going to use a different ECW pay-per-view.
So you're just going back to your ECW ways.
I mean, listen, just because we can call it a pay-per-view name doesn't mean it has to be an ECW show.
The Bash of the Beach Beankin contest.
Yeah.
We'll see you for August's Beankin contest. See you. Hey, Chad. Fuck Cody Rhodes.